fortunate these last couple of years with having good games. You know, the Iowa Stanford game a couple of years ago wasn't as good, but you had a great performance from a guy like Christian McCaffrey, who's obviously a really great player. And then the year before was our first college football playoff semifinal. We had Florida State, Oregon.
Yeah,
Oregon.
I don't talk about that.
Okay.
that bus crashed right into the.
That wasn't good. But I mean, we had Florida State the year before in the national championship game, and so we've had some great times with the ACC, especially over the last couple of years.
That's that game. My brother took me to get ice cream, but he knows it was tough.
It's interesting. In your background, I mean, is so diverse. How did you even become part of the Rose Bowl?
Actually, I started as a student manager at the University of Wisconsin. I got to go to 3 Rose Bowl games as a student manager with the team, got to know the folks that run the game, and then went from there and got an internship, and it's really blown up into something that's full-time and doing it all year round.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously the Rose Bowl, the granddaddy of them all. We've had some great competition. What are the things? You know, we've talked to Orange Bowl and Capital One and some of the other bowls, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. What are some of the events that people don't see outside the stadium associated with the Rose Bowl?
So every year we have what's called the Lowry's Beef Bowl, where they bring the teams in. They go to Lowry's Prime Rib.
That sounds good.
It's a great event. They've been doing it now for I think almost 60 years. We've got a couple more than that. The Frank family that owns that Lowry's restaurant has been great working with us. And when we bring the teams in, they get to go down. They used to measure in weight how much prime rib teams would eat. And at some point over the last couple of years, they stopped doing that because I think they were worried about people overeating, just trying to eat as much prime rib as they could. But you get the whole prime rib experience. We bring in a local TV person to kind of MC the event, and it's a really cool thing. You know, obviously there's the Rose Parade, which is a huge event. You know, a 5-mile-long parade, almost 800,000 people standing along Colorado Boulevard in Pasadena watching that the morning of the game. But you know, the Rose Bowl we really focus on doing what we do and doing it really well. So it's not a lot of the ancillary events, but we do make sure we put on a great game and a great parade.
You know what? Honestly, you know, when we talk to the other people from the other bowls, to be honest with you, they're a lot older. How does it feel, you know, really being kind of forgive me, I'm like a young pioneer being associated with such an esteemed event, not just in college football, but in all of athletics?
Yeah, it's great. It's a great opportunity. You know, working with something that has been such a standard for such a long time. Like I said before, what we do really well. We try to be as hospitable as possible. We try to take care of the teams and the VIPs that are coming out, and just make sure the event is something that's as memorable for the fans and the teams alike that come.
By the way, hold 2 spots. We got 2 new VIPs coming. All right, all right. We'll take care of you when you're down here. I actually live in Charlotte. Okay. Herb lives in Baltimore, but we have a huge ACC contingent throughout the region. So you know, we're interested in all aspects. But certainly the Rose Bowl is, you know, the granddaddy of them all. We're trying to get out there. I have never been. Have you ever been to a Rose Bowl parade?
No. I see it every. I even get up on New Year's Day morning if I'm not hungover and watch it. You know.
Yeah. Just tell me how you really feel, right?
I mean,
that's part of the get up.
That's the cool thing. You hear all these different stories about people have memories of they get up every morning, they watch the parade, and then the game with their dad, or they went to one game in, let's say, like 1995, they saw the game, and it was such a great experience that they want to come back.
My brother still talks about the Miami Nebraska game.
In 2002, I mean, that Miami team is one of the greatest college football teams ever assembled. And
if you look at the roster, you had a lot of them are all NFL players.
Right,
you had McGahee was the running back, and then you had I think Frank Gore is the backup.
Yeah, Andre Johnson, Ken Dorsey. I know Ken's big out here now. He's the coach of the Panthers. So I think they had something like 40 first-round picks on that team.
Yeah.
So I mean that.
And I seriously think Miami's been trying so hard to get back to that. But the whole scandal thing they had, really, and Al Golden, not knowing the system of, you got to get a Miami guy. You can't recruit. You can't be a coach who's from Penn State coming down to South Florida and trying to run a Miami program that, you know, you don't even like Miami because you played at Penn State, you know. So
yeah,
let me ask you this: I mean, what are your responsibilities in terms of the Rose Bowl?
I'm the media coordinator for the game, so you know, I do a lot of essentially set up for a series of events, just like we're sitting at right now with this media days. We do an entire week of it at our game, set up with multiple days of press conferences and an entire media day where the whole team shows up. So
the Rose Bowl this year is part of the college football playoff.
Correct.
Which is going to be even add to the pageantry, if you will, the luster, the draw. What changes from just being a regular bowl game, which obviously the Rose Bowl isn't, but to the college football playoff? What changes are going to be, obviously more national media, but
like you said, it kind of just ramps up everything just a little bit more, and it gives us an opportunity to reach out to the different conferences. We've been with the Pac-10 or Pac-12 now and Big Ten since 1946, but it gives us an opportunity to reach a different fan base and get more people excited about the Rose Bowl. Like I said before, everybody has stories of watching the game, but to give these guys a chance to come out and actually be a part of it is really cool. So yeah,
because you always associate the Rose Bowl with certain bowl games with certain conferences. Now it's game on, whoever earns that in there. So certainly maybe some new talent, new faces, new programs that make their first appearance in the Rose Bowl.
Right.
So that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Well, listen, we thank you for your time. You know, it's good to get some insight. And as the end of the season comes along, we may want to talk to you again and see what maybe your thoughts are. I know you're not on any kind of voting committee, but
he wants Wisconsin all the way. I know that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, exactly. But Doug, thanks so much for your time. Continued success.
Thanks.
Very impressive. Where you are, and don't forget about us when we make our way out to California.
California.
Yeah, Southern California.
Sounds
all right.
good.
Thanks so much, Doug.
Thank you.
Herb FM's continuing coverage of the ACC Media Day. We'll be right back.